Alright, y'all, I am up early. Oh, I'm looking grainy. I don't know why the camera be looking like that sometimes, but I'm up early, y'all, because I have an appointment with a specialist. I've been having like this, well, it's been going on for a while, where I'll get up and I feel like a lot of pressure in my head, and then like it makes me feel like this weakness, and then I'll have like this, like I can hear my heartbeat in my ears like constantly, really on my right side. And I was looking it up, and it's like this could be an indication of it's called pulsatile tinnitus or tinnitus. Y'all, I'm about to get up out of here because I don't want to be late. Even though I already checked it online. Let me get my ass on. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Mini rants. I'm usually one of those girls that cry. I've hit this point of like where I've like started to get uncomfortable. Child, this traffic out here is ridiculous. That's why I'm so glad I work from home, because I could not deal with this every single day. And I feel like this person right here, they're gonna fuck it up for me. Yup. So I'm gonna go ahead and go while I have the chance. But yeah, y'all, so I've been hearing like the whooshing sounds of my heartbeat, and if you've been watching my channel, you already know, like, I already go through anxiety. First I was like, maybe this is just my anxiety. I did not want to miss this light, child. Hold on, y'all. Let me not miss this light. But I was like, maybe this is just my anxiety. Like, I do that a lot. If I feel anything, I'm like, oh, it's just my anxiety. It's just anxiety. It's just anxiety. And I'm trying to work on not doing that so much, because there are so many young people going through things and they just like put it aside because they're like, I'm young, or they may also be going through, you know, have anxiety as well. And then they just push it off, and then, you know, God forbid something happens, because you're just thinking, oh, this is just me being anxious. And it turned out to be, it could actually be something. And prayerfully, that's not the situation. I'm positive. But just having a peace of mind, I think, is good, especially with so much going on with people's health and stuff. You have to really take yourself more seriously. I'm speaking to myself, and I'm speaking to you. If you haven't gone to the doctor in a long time, a lot of people are like, I don't believe in going to the doctor. Like, I was watching YouTube the other night, and this short popped up, and it was like, it was about this young woman who was from like this news channel, and she's like, I think she was maybe 30 or like maybe 33, and she, you know, mother of 5 children. Last child's like still an infant, and she had been experiencing like symptoms, and I don't know what her exact symptoms were. It didn't really go into that much depth, but she was talking about she knew something wasn't right with her body, and she put it off. She's like, I'm young, I believe she's 33. She's like, I'm young, you know, nothing can be wrong with me, I'm young. And then she finally couldn't take her symptoms anymore, and she did end up going to the doctor, and her cancer, so she ended up being diagnosed with cancer, and it was metastatic, meaning, you know, it was localized at first, and then it spread to her brain. And at that point, it was, you know, non-operable. It was terminal. And she was like urging people, especially young people, like, if you feel something's not right, or even if you feel fine, go to your regular checkups, because you don't know what could be going on in your body. And they told her if she had went to the, you know, doctor earlier, they could have saved her. So it basically, you know, it costs her life by putting off just going to the doctor. So, not trying to get all extreme on y'all, but it is serious. And my mom, she's been urging me. She's like, Diamond, go to the doctor. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally listen. Just to make sure I'm fine, because this has been giving me anxiety, because I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, me hearing my heartbeat in my ear constantly, and it's so loud, and it's just distracting to the point where, like, I could be reading a book. You know, I read a lot, and I'm just like, you know, I'd be putting the book down because it's just so freaking aggy. I don't know if y'all use that term anymore. But it's so irritating, y'all. But yeah, hopefully they said I'll get my results today after getting the audiogram, so we'll see. Child, it is early too.
Test-wise, I think your ears are out before you.
Okay.
That is for you. It's for ringing in the ears. Pulsing or non-pulsing, we think hearing loss ultimately. So if I were to see you on the street, I'd be like, you probably have hearing loss. You're only 26.
Right.
You wouldn't expect that. You're barely a 26-year-old unless something happened when you were much younger. But you have normal hearing, which is a good thing ultimately. You get your eardrum flexibility is type A. Type A is normal. When I look at your ears, I don't think anything different. Your ears look perfect. If that said something different, I'd be concerned. Ultimately, I'd be like, why did she have that? So that's just your hearing test. In terms of the pulsing in your ear, so there's a lot of things that can cause it. A lot of the stuff that I cannot see ultimately.
Right.
So we talk about glomus tumors. They're little vascular tumors that can grow in the middle ear space. Sometimes I can see them and sometimes I can't. They're really rare. I've only seen one, I think, and it was because my physician pulled me to see it because it was unique, so rare. Yeah. Really rare. So that grows in the middle ear space. We can also have a thin bone that covers our ear and it connects to our brain. If that's really thin, sometimes you can hear pulsing through the bone, and that's why you get that. Another thing is something called a persistent stapedial artery. Something you have when you're in utero, and then when you're born, it just stays. And then that causes pulsing. Usually doesn't present later. Usually you've probably had it for years, as long as you can remember. Okay. The best way to figure out all these things is a bunch of tests. So MRI, an MRA, MRV, and a CT scan of just your temporal bone. So those are 4 different imaging studies to evaluate for that. Do you want to do that?
I mean, I feel like that's so dramatic.
It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot. We don't like pulsing in the ear. But if you're like, I just kind of want to see how it goes, then we're okay with that also. Probably the most concerning one would be the glomus tumor.
Yeah.
That's the more worrisome one.
Yeah. But
kind of up to you. Some people like an answer also. The other stuff like the thin bone, we're not usually doing something for that.
Yeah.
The persistent artery, we can go in and clip it. Most people are not opting for surgery. They just deal with it. Yeah. So it's kind of up to you.
I guess I'll have to see like if it's covered by insurance, like
should
that
be.
stuff.
The deductible will have to be met, so whatever that it looks like, you will 100%. I don't say 100%. You will most likely meet your deductible. Okay. Is my guess. So if it's $4,000, you'll meet that $4,000. Yeah. Ultimately, MRIs are just really expensive tests, and we're doing 3 different ones. The A looks at your arteries, the V looks at your veins, and then the CT temporal bone also. So.
Okay. I mean, I would like to do it. I just want to know, like, just to make sure I'm good.
So
hey, y'all. So I'm editing this video, and then I'm like, I forgot to do a follow-up like that day. I don't know why I forgot to like record a follow-up. And of course I have to record it now before I finish editing. And of course I look a hot mess right now. So ignore peeling off. You might not even be able to see it in the camera, but I'm just like self-conscious about it right now. So I'm going through a chemical peel. But anyway, so quick update about that. I did the appointment and I did tell her I wanted to, go through with doing like the MRA, the MRI, the CT scan, and I still plan on doing that. However, I switched jobs, and the way they scheduled things out for me to do even just one of the tests is like 2 hours. So I was planning on, I'm not gonna lie, I procrastinated for probably about, I want to say about 2 weeks, before I finally scheduled the appointments. And I was planning on just doing it all in one sweep. I was going to go ahead and do an afternoon appointment and then go ahead and get it over with so I can get my results and I can just put this to bed. But I finally called them like around 2 weeks after my appointment at that time. And I believe this was done in like February. And they were like, oh, we're just booked up. We have to make sure we have the right tech staffed for you to come in for doing these tests. So that resulted in them scheduling my appointment out to, today is April the 10th. When did they schedule my appointment? For last week, I think. Yeah, like February 5th. That's what it was. So they had scheduled, so I had called them around 2 weeks after, and then they scheduled it out over a month later to February 5th. I was supposed to come in around like 2 p.m., do all the tests, get that done. But when I did that, I was at my last job, and as I was going through like the exit of my last job, HR had told me, now I feel like a dumbass, but you don't know what you don't know, okay? But with these being expensive tests, I want to make sure they're covered, and they were covered. I would have to come out of pocket like I think $60 for all the tests. So it was covered by my insurance, which is still technically active. But after I resigned, they had told me, oh, your insurance is going to be expired your last working day, which was April 1st. So I had actually even like, I had PTO left over in my last job, everything. I had made it where my technically last day was April 5th, but I was using PTO to cover from April 2nd through April 5th, thinking, it'll cover this so that I won't have to, incur any unnecessary costs or whatever. And then the HR lady, she told me, she was like, oh no, your insurance expires, it lapses April 1st because that's your last working day. Me not thinking, like I was getting paid once a month, and we got paid on the last day of the month. So when they took my last paycheck at my last job, of course, it also covered for my insurance, which would technically make my insurance lapse April 30th, not April 1st. But that's what HR had told me. That's what I went with. I wasn't sure if they were going to like retroactively like back the system later on, and then that would leave me screwed with this big $10,000 bill or whatever, however much the MRI would have cost without insurance. And I just did not want to risk it. So I told them I'm going to reschedule it. And so I have my new job now. My insurance will be active. I have to make my selections. It's a good reminder for me. My insurance will be active, but I rescheduled it for the beginning of May to get it done. And I had to reschedule it in like multiple days instead of doing it in one day, because one, I don't want to use PTO. I just started my new job this week. And two, like I just don't want to use my PTO. Not two, I don't think it would look great for me to have just started in a month and I'm like taking off all these hours. So thankfully my new job, y'all, is very, very flexible. So I kind of have that flexibility. So I'm just gonna I scheduled 2 different appointments for 2 different days for morning, like early morning appointments, because like I said, these take like 2 hours per test. And then I think it's like 30 minutes or something for, can't remember which one. It's like 30 minutes or an hour for, but in total, she told me to be prepared to be there for hours. So that's the update. I really haven't been experiencing much of the pulsatile tinnitus. If that's what it is, I'm basically self-diagnosing myself. But the pulsing in my ear, hearing my heartbeat heavily in my right ear, I haven't been experiencing it as much. I feel that it was directly related to, truly, I feel like it's directly related to me being anxious because I was so unhappy at my last job. I was just very unhappy, and it just caused my anxiety to just skyrocket. So I think even now I've been getting like alerts on my watch, like, which is about to die because I forgot to charge it last night, but I've been getting alerts and everything, and it's like, oh, my heart rate is coming back to its normal range and everything like that. So I think that that's what that was, but I'm still going to get checked because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm in healthcare. I believe in taking care of myself, and I hope you believe in taking care of yourself. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and cancel my appointments just because my symptoms have alleviated somewhat. Still going to go through with it, but just wanted to update you guys. And once I get those appointments done, I'll keep you guys in the loop so you know what happens. All right, but I'll talk to y'all another time. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. If you want to be entered in the giveaway that I'm doing at 1,000, once I reach 1,000 subscribers, DM me at Diamond Vicky. I'll have it on the screen. Let me know you've subscribed, whatever. I was going to just do, in the past videos, you'll hear me say, drop a red heart in the comments. That no longer is. If you've done that, I have I've written down who you are, and you're going to be entered in the giveaway. But I feel like it'll just be way too much for me to have to go back through all my old videos by the time I hit 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully sooner than later. Y'all been slacking, okay? Get on with it. But once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll do that giveaway. So just DM me. Make sure you've subscribed because I can see if you've subscribed. And let me know if you want to be entered in the giveaway. And I would love if you would follow me on Instagram as well. But that's not the requirement. The requirement is that you've subscribed and hopefully turn that notification bell on. But I will catch up with y'all later. Bye.